This is a better look at the scene. Details are pretty scarce right now. No injuries, though, to share. As of now, the cause is still unclear.
Yeah, around that same time, there was another fire. Crews called to a building fire. This was near 35th and Farnham. Same story with this one. No injuries to report and no initial cause at this hour. We'll have a first alert to new details on these fires as soon as we learn more. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for First Alert 6 streaming. I'm Cerise Cole.
I'm Erin Hartley, of course, joined always by Jarrett Lansford with traffic and the senior chief, Rusty Lord. Yesterday, I was taking my puppy out for a walk yesterday, and I thought, I don't need the gloves. I'm fine. That was a mistake, and people don't want to make that mistake today again.
You know what? I took the dog for a walk, too, and we got about half of what we usually do, and I turned like, let's go. He didn't want to, but we headed back. I'm with you. It was cold. It was not fun to be outside. And things are looking pretty similar out there today. It is going to be a struggle to warm. Right now, you can see the steam rising off of buildings. We're at 16, a northeast wind at about 9 miles per hour, so that makes it feel like 4 degrees. That's it, and it is going to be a struggle to get those numbers to go up today. Current temperatures on the map to the northeast are a little bit colder. These are actual air temperatures, folks. 7 in Denison, 5 in Carroll. That is some really cold, dry air, and that's why a lot of this snow is probably struggling to reach the ground, but some of it may get a light coating in some spots in west central Iowa. It has filled in a little bit more closer to the radar, so that tells me more of it is actually reaching the ground, which is a little bit of a problem north of 880 here. So keep that in mind. It's a short-lived little batch of snow that's diving southeast, but you may encounter some of this as you go east on I-80 or you're traveling some of the roads in west central Iowa. This windy Highway 30 can be an issue when you get up into the hills, and it gets a little bit slick. So feels like temperatures below 0 in these locations. Feels like 4 in Omaha. None of the feels like temperatures are into the double digits, and it'll be a little bit before we get there, probably closer to noon. And into the afternoon, you can see the wind chills do not improve much. So let's take you through what it looks like in the first alert forecast here. Hopefully the graphics didn't freeze. They're thinking a little bit. There we go. There's that little batch of snow that you see to the northeast. So from now through about 9 o'clock, there's not a lot left to that. That's going to dive to the southeast here as we make our way through. And what will happen is temperatures in the teens just won't budge much. So from 9 o'clock, we will see as temperatures climb by noon up into the 20s. We'll get that out of here. Try to get a little sunlight. 22 by 3 o'clock, probably the best we'll be able to do, as most of our warming this time of year gets done in the morning, and then the afternoon is maybe a couple extra degrees with whatever sunlight we can get. By 7 o'clock, we're back down to 16. And here's the problem. We go through the overnight hours tonight and just slowly fall back through the teens, even some of us into the single digits. And notice how we're getting cold, but this batch of clouds is rolling in, and that's what's going to make it tough to warm on Friday. And that's why we have a first alert weather day, because even with a high of 33 on Friday, this is going to be late, probably after sunset before we can get there. I'm hoping we can sneak it a couple degrees above that a little earlier, but I'm erring on the side of caution, so you're prepared, and then hoping for the best with the temperatures, because what will happen is it's going to be a race between the warming temperatures and the drizzle that moves in from the south during the afternoon. So by 4 o'clock, I think we could have some freezing drizzle in the area if our temperatures aren't to 32 degrees. Then it'll keep trying to warm deeper into the evening, and we'll eventually get above 32 at some point overnight, but I'm worried about slick roads after sunset. Normally, if you get a little drizzle during the day, any sunlight can help break it apart, a thin little layer. But without that at night, that's where it becomes a problem. Now, the odds of getting more than 1/10 of an inch of ice, where you got big time issues, that's farther east into Iowa, north of I-80 here. This could be a bit of a mess from Des Moines to Waterloo to Cedar Rapids up to Mason City. For us, here's a look at our ice potential. May not have much into the evening hours, but again, a little bit can go a long ways, and it's going to be kind of a slow tick up. Overnight, few hundredths of an inch, maybe up to 1/10 by early on Saturday morning. But the key is this could fall, and then we'll try to warm above 32 and melt off some of it. So a little bit of a battleground for us. I think it's a little more likely to get some of the thicker ice to the east, but a first alert to this becoming a problem sometime after 4 o'clock as we make our way into the day on Friday night. After 4 o'clock, it's the evening drive. This is the scenario where I tell you, use that car thermometer. That's what it's there for. It's low to the ground.
Yeah.
And what it'll tell you the road temperature, and you give you a little idea just above that, and it can help you determine if the roads are slick or not.
I'm glad you told us that because
Yeah.
I don't really pay attention to it, but I will from now on.
Yeah.
So when we get this ice, if we get this ice, how long will it take for everything to melt and we can drive safely again?
And that's the thing. Overnight, it'll actually warm up. We won't get that normal dip like we get during the overnight hours. So we won't fall back below freezing and kind of ice more of this up. Temperatures should keep rising into Saturday morning to the point where we will start off likely a little bit above this 33 early in the morning on Saturday. So the high of 33 on Friday will be late in the day, and then we keep climbing and we'll go to 38. So that's melting during the day on Saturday. That means any brine out there, that would work as well. And then we'll go 46 Sunday, 47 on Monday. So it's a short-lived window, but it's Friday night that's going to be the problem with this. So anything after 4 o'clock, you got to pay attention and be mindful of driving. If you got drizzle hitting your windshield on Friday night, watch the road temperature that your car is trying to tell you, and there could be slick spots. 38, 46, 47, even the overnight lows go up a little bit. And then next week, a lot of high temperatures in the 30s, which pretty close to where we should be this time of year. And we'll see that actually move in. Coming up here in just a little bit, I'm going to break down just kind of how the drizzle moves in and show you just what you'll need to watch kind of hour by hour here in a bit.
All right, keeping people prepared.
Yeah,
Thanks,
try.
Rusty. All right. In the meantime, let's get an update on traffic this morning. Saddle Creek, for the longest time, has been quite the event.
So,
what's the update?
Well, so there has been that ongoing construction project, and we're getting close to being at the end of that. But then yesterday we had an unfortunate kind of thing that bubbled up with the water main break that fully closed the road as you were making your way between Farnham and Emily. And so just in case you're maybe not certain where I'm talking about, it's right here where you're seeing that purple shading on the map. So we're a little bit south of Dodge into that area of Saddle Creek there as you get just past Farnham. So the update this morning is you can get through there. It's just partially restricted, especially if you're heading southbound. So you'll have one lane of travel. That one lane is actually going to be pushed into the median lane there for southbound traffic. If you're going northbound, you have no restrictions this morning. You're back to how it had been before the water main break was in place. But as you head southbound, you're going to be looking at some restrictions that you need to keep in mind, that things may start backing up as you try to make your way through there. Aside from that, we've really had a pretty quiet start to our commute. You can see things have picked up on the JFK. You're approaching I-80 and you're looking at things that are moving, maybe not quite as fast as you would like them to move, but nothing that's a major disruption for you. I've also been watching this area of 192nd and Center. We've had some occasional slowing that's been showing up here, particularly on 192nd, so watch that area as well. We zoomed things out though. Look at all the green on the map. It's very festive, isn't it? I mean, the Christmas season, you've got that going on. And travel's really going pretty well so far. Not really any big issues that we're looking at as we start off the day. And I'm hoping we can hold this as we head our way through the morning. Yesterday we didn't have a ton of problems until we actually got past about 8:30 was when we started having crashes. So hopefully today we could just get through the entire morning and not have those crashes.
Wouldn't that be great?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Jared, thanks. All right, happening today, the ballot initiatives you voted on last month became law in Nebraska. That does include the initiatives legalizing and regulating medical marijuana. We were the first to alert you about the judge tossing an injunction which asked to stop the initiatives from becoming law. The judge ruled that she did not see a reason to stop Governor Jim Pillen from signing those proclamations. Well, First Alert 6 investigates an unsettling mystery along a busy highway in northern Douglas County.
Yeah, this is strange. So dangerous objects in the road leading to multiple accidents on Highway 36 near Bennington. Victims say there's one thing all these incidents have in common. Get this. The same man has been the first on the scene each time, as if he had been waiting for something to happen.
So I didn't really want to confront the person, but I informed the police, hey, this is going, this happened. I obviously don't want to accuse and say this person is absolutely doing this, but I want to make aware this is strange.
I think we all agree. So deputies want to determine if the debris that fell off the trucks or were they placed in the roadway on purpose.
All right, now for an update from the First Alert 6 safety test, I'm joined once again by Maria Cade with some good information on a new rule proposed by the FDA.
Yes, Aaron, it would actually require tobacco companies to reduce the amount of nicotine in traditional cigarettes, something that, is a big conversation and has been for many years. So the agency submitted the proposal to the Office of Management and Budget this week. They say that there won't be any immediate changes to tobacco products. The office's approval process, it could actually take a lot of time, months even. There will also be a public comment period, so if you want to share your opinion on this, you will have the opportunity to do so. But it is also unclear what the FDA will do with the proposal under President-elect Donald Trump once he gets into office, because this was all developed during the Biden administration starting in 2022.
All right, good to know, Maria. Thank you. Also, in the meantime, you've been doing some research into a particular food group that could be impacting our health.
I know we always say the things that you eat put into your body, it does impact your health every single day. Yes. So a new study is finding one group in particular could have a negative effect on people who are fighting colon cancer, actually. So the research shows that the potential problem may be an overabundance of certain omega-6 fatty acids, and they say it's probably coming from ultra-processed foods that are in diet. So researchers say those particular fatty acids, they might weaken anti-inflammatory and tumor-fighting skills of a different fatty acid, omega-3. However, there was another expert who wasn't tied to the study, and he says that you shouldn't be blaming the omega-6s. He says it's a lack of those omega-3s that is the main problem. So why is this? He said Americans are deficient in omega-3s, not getting enough of those, because different food items, things like fatty fish, they're big sources of those omega-3s. They're not in a lot of Americans' diets. So he says maybe changing that could help improve some things.
Gotta eat that salmon. All right. Yes. Maria, thank you very much. We're back after this.
All right. Well, Rusty, you did mention during our show that there was a chance that we could see some snow falling, and now it is in parts of the viewing area.
Yeah, some of it trying to reach the ground. A lot of it, though, is evaporating. It's just so darn cold. Cold air is very dry and kind of chews up some of this. But you can see on the radar, and you're going to see this if you check the radar for a while this morning. It's going to look like there's some decent snow to our north. Again, you drive north on I-29, east on I-80, you'll encounter some of this, but nothing really falling yet in the metro. We'll see what we can get out of this, but overall, a lot of this struggling to reach the ground because the low-level air is so dry, it just kind of chews it up. It's cold out there, feels like numbers in the single digits above and below zero. It's a struggle to warm all day, got the few morning snow showers. Teens become 20s today, that's it. And that's the problem leading into our first alert weather day. This will just reinforce everything being cold. Sidewalks, roads, bridges, overpasses. And then tonight, it'll dip down into the teens again. And then we'll spend all day Friday trying to get back up to that crucial 32-degree mark. You got some freezing drizzle potential after 4 o'clock, and that's why we have a first alert weather day. Even a thin glaze can cause some problems deep into the evening hours. The thing is, we will keep trying to warm into the evening hours. It won't be that normal sun sets, temperature starts to fall off. We'll actually be dragging some warmer air in that'll hopefully help a little bit. But let me show you how it looks here on our first alert weather day. This is noon. We take you right towards about 3, 4 o'clock. Look at the moisture trying to move in here. So 4 would probably be the earliest. We'd have some drizzle around. Then we got to look, okay, where are we at? 30, 31, 32. It's more likely you're above 32 to the south, and then this moisture will spread up over the colder air that's at the surface. So it'll fall almost all the way to the ground as drizzle and then try to ice up on contact as we go into the evening hours. So anytime after 4, any driving around could be tricky. There's the dividing line, and that could move a little farther south, a little farther north, and float around a little bit from time to time as this drizzle moves in. So by midnight, I think some of the warmer air starts to work its way in, and then that would alleviate the problem overnight. But you can still see icing taking place from Des Moines up to the north in Iowa. So it will be a problem farther northeast, and you will see we'll warm up to 38, could even have some lingering morning rain on Saturday that should be warm enough that we don't see problems with it. But again, here's the icing potential deep into the night. You'll notice 2, 3, 4 o'clock into the morning could have a thin glaze. Again, hopefully by then temperatures have jumped above 32 and we're starting to melt some of this. Heavier numbers are going to be off towards the east with this round, but still enough to cause problems. First alert weather day, and here's the deal. We are starting off in the teens tomorrow. We got to go from 12 to 32 before any drizzle arrives. That is our challenge tomorrow, and we'll see what wins the race after 4 o'clock. So go a little deeper into the evening hours. 38 then on Saturday, 46 Sunday, and 47 on Monday. With no other big systems to worry about, at least in the short term. All eyes on the first alert weather day for Friday, and freezing drizzle potential after 4 p.m.
I can't believe it, but less than 2 weeks away from Christmas already. We can already see in that 10-day forecast the weekend before Christmas. That's a weekend a lot of people leave already to go on their holiday vacation. So what's the lead up looking like so far?
I gotta say, mild looks to be the case as we go into that 10-day forecast, maybe even making a run back closer to 40 degrees by that weekend. So no big storm systems. Again, averages will be in the 30s. That's where we should be this time of year. So nothing really sticks out all too much. You look longer range, the 8 to 14 day outlook. We show you this daily here. This goes up to and includes Christmas Day. The odds of being warmer than average over this 6 to 7 day stretch are pretty good from our area to the west. It's east where you may have issues, but if you're looking for a white Christmas, odds lean to the drier side of things leading up to Christmas as well. So we'll see. There always maybe a day before a little system can give us just what we need. Maybe one of those festive snow showers.
That'd be nice.
You know, that doesn't cause problems. We've had a couple of those. You get some flurries. They're floating around a little bit, but everybody can get where they're going. That's what we're shooting for.
All right.
I support that.
Okay, cool.
All right, speaking of flurries, there are some flurries flying right now. Is it affecting the roads at all?
You know, you're looking at the radar that Rusty was just showing a little bit ago. You're seeing those blue bands. You may be going, well, I might need a plan. Well, let's take a look at the road conditions.
Okay.
I'll show you exactly what's happening. And if you're out in the metro, you don't have a worry for this morning anyway. It's once we get to tomorrow evening where you've got some bigger issues. You can see normal travel showing up as you make your way out and about through the metro. So no problems here. We zoom things out, and most of the area, you're in the same boat too. You're not looking at any real problems. The one spot where you're looking at a little bit of some impacts is as you make your way north. So if maybe you're heading toward Sioux City, Sioux Falls, that's where you've got some of this partial coverage that's in place of some snow on the road. So you get a little further north from Ottawa is where you run into that. Not a problem for us. So good news, if you're looking to head out on the road, you don't have to worry about any of this really causing any problems. A lot of this not getting to the ground, but maybe just a couple flakes that you end up seeing as you head out and about. I'll zoom in a little tighter on the metro, show you where we do have a little bit of some delays. JFK, classic spot to have some slowing right about this point in the morning as you're approaching I-80. And otherwise, we've really held any big problems at bay this morning. We are not looking at much in the way of problems. As you get towards some of our busier intersections, 90th and Dodge, things a little slow, but even looks a little better than the last time we checked in. 90th and Maple, a little slow westbound, but again, nothing that's all that unusual for being the peak of the commute. This is the kind of start that we like seeing as we get things going in the morning, and we're hoping this is how it stays through the morning too.
All right, Jared, thanks. A first alert to another phone scam that could be impacting your wallet. Douglas County says scammers are impersonating employees demanding money or gift cards. They are falsely claiming the victim didn't show up for jury duty. So if you get a call like this, hang up right away. Keep in mind the clerk of the district court will never ask for money or for gift cards for missing jury duty.
Well, trapped in a sticky situation.
The photo that has people going nuts when we come back. Well, a photo of a squirrel trapped in a strange situation has now won an award.
Yeah, the animal took the top spot in this year's Comedy Wildlife Photography Awards. Check this out. The photo shows the moment that squirrel scurried its way into the trunk of a tree. The image was one of more than 9,000 entries. Looked like he's stuck in there, right? All right, here was another one. It's a praying mantis that appears to be striking a pose. And this one, it's just a fed-up fish chasing a bald eagle, which you don't see every day, but man, cool. That is very cool.
That's incredible.
Aren't these like amazing images?
That is a great one right there. That is fun. That squirrel one, it feels like that would be a meme at some point.
Yeah. Oh, it would.
Oh, we're back. I like toes are spread too, like really getting in. Where is he even? Oh, I guess it's cut off right there. Okay.
You may wonder how I got into this.
Exactly. Well, we love all three. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We got to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch here or you can watch on the air.
That's right. Have a great start to your Thursday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. We have an update on traffic for you this morning. We'll check in with Jarrett Lansford.
And a few areas that are starting to slow down as we're getting more and more vehicles on the roadways. That includes the JFK, where you're heading on the Gilmore Bridge, approaching Q, and you can see northbound traffic is moving, but not real quick. Keep that in mind as you're heading into this area. You can see some of the delays as you are getting into that stretch there. Elsewhere, we've been looking at some delays that have been showing up as you get close to some of our busiest intersections. 90th and Dodge, a little slow, as well as 90th and Maple. But overall, it's a pretty smooth start to our commute with a whole lot of areas that are moving just fine. A little snow out there, though, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's just to the north, so we don't have to worry about that in the metro. I was just checking around there. It is putting a coating on the ground in Sioux City, not so much in Ottawa, but wouldn't be a bit surprised if this little stripe right here is dropping a little bit from West Point to Tacoma down to Blair and over to Oakland, Iowa. But again, just north of the metro, we're watching some of this float on through. Some of it's actually evaporating before it gets to the ground. This is some cold, dry air up here that's going through. But 10 in Harlan, 10 in Atlantic, 16 in Omaha right now. Yes, that is the air temperature at the moment. Feels like numbers are in the single digits. It is not pleasant outside, and it will continue to be not pleasant the majority of the day. Even when we get a little sunlight, 22 degrees for the afternoon high by 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That will be it today, and that means it's cold heading into the first alert weather day for tomorrow. Freezing drizzle potential after 4 o'clock as we try to warm above 32 after that. Aaron?
A crews are called to a house fire at 91st and Weber just before 11:30 last night. This is a better look at the scene. Details are pretty scarce right now. We do know there are no injuries to share. As of now, the cause of the fire is unclear.
Well, it is 7:28, and we're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.